I have no idea what to do on this game. Can I not chat? Did I get muted? I did not get an email telling me I've been muted. I can't whisper to anyone. How's it going, everybody? It's your pal Megasnoop bringing you a Toontown video today with a bit of a topic I would like to discuss. I do believe the title says it all, and I probably shouldn't need to elaborate further on that, but this is something that I do see time and time again well over the past several years that I've been doing this, and I am not playing Toon Memory Game. That is a good one. But if I recall correctly, I believe the title says something along the lines of exposure isn't the reason Toontown isn't growing, or something like that. I'll come up with something shorter to make it more concise, but it is a point that I do want to make because I get asked this a lot. I see it said a lot, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's in my stream chat, whether it's in my YouTube comment section, whether it's on Reddit. I feel like there's this grand misconception in the Toontown community that the only reason that Toontown isn't the biggest thriving community in all of gaming is just because of the fact that people don't know it exists. And I can see how they would get that mentality if they are just under the impression that the only reason they weren't playing it before was because they didn't hear about it. A lot of people that played this game now tell me stories about how they had no idea that Toontown came back. They had no idea that Toontown was still a thing. It was a thing they played when they were kids, and then a friend told them, or they found a YouTube video or a Twitch stream or something on Reddit. They found a meme, and they're like, wow, Toontown, I remember playing that. And then somebody tells them, oh, you still can if you go to www.toontownrewritten.com and sign up there. And there's this impression that that's the only thing keeping people from playing this game, and that's the only thing keeping the community from growing, and that's what's keeping the game from being officially brought back, is just the lack of its exposure, which I'm here to tell you is absolutely not the case at all, and I absolutely know that. Yeah, I remember making a video about this before where I talked about how far Toontown goes and the reach that Toontown has, and how there's a lot of large streamers and whatnot who know about Toontown and who have played Toontown. It's not that absurd to think about. Exposure isn't what's holding Toontown back. It gets plenty of it. You have one of the largest creators on any platform right now, Quackity, who came from Toontown. The thing he originated with was Toontown. And you know what? When he was in Toontown, he got some views, people liked him, but it wasn't until he stepped away from that that he actually began growing. And even to this day, he hasn't deleted any of his Toontown videos. It's just the fact that his personality is what shines through, and his other content does better because, believe it or not, it's not Toontown oriented. He's still the same person, he still makes the same jokes, but if you look back at it, his Toontown videos aren't the ones that have the most views. It's his other new, fresher content. And the whole reason I'm bringing this all up again is just because I was given a clip from a guy named Devin Nash. Now, he's not the largest creator that anyone's ever heard of, but he does have a lot of insight when it comes to communities, whether it's on Twitch, YouTube, and the gaming industry in general. And he's brought up some really good points and made some really good videos. In the clip I'm about to show you, he's talking about a specific thing that Twitch is trying to do where you can buy recommendations on Twitch. So to put it short, you can essentially buy your ability to show up in somebody's recommended section to make it maybe more likely that you have better exposure on Twitch. Maybe you'll get more viewers, maybe you'll get more followers, but that's what he's talking about in the clip.
I envision a world where there's a 100 to 500 viewer streamer who is like, guys, like, we really need some viewers. Like, don't donate today. Like, boost up our recommendations so we can get up on the page. Not understanding that, like, that doesn't guarantee you the viewers. Even if it's the viewers you get, it might not be the viewers you want, because it might not be viewers that are actually relevant to your demographic of whatever you're doing. If you're playing Toontown, okay, and you're a Toontown only streamer, and you just get recommended 500 people that only want to watch Fortnite, you're screwed. Like, you know?
And if you really want me to, I'll give my 2 cents on that real quick. I don't think it's a good system, especially because of the fact I agree with them. Just because you're paying for that space doesn't mean that your stream is going to be good enough for people to want to watch and stick around, or even that you're playing a game that they would be interested in themselves. So I'm totally not going against his principle when it comes to that clip, but I do want to talk about the fact that he does mention Toontown very obscurely. And he's absolutely right when it comes down to it. That's just because a lot of the people that come from Toontown overlap with very, very odd, obscure things. There's some people who play Toontown who like Fortnite, but not all of them. But then there's some people who like Toontown who like Wizard 101, but not all of them. Every Toontown player generally only has one thing in common, and that's the fact that they play Toontown. They like other things, don't get me wrong, but to say that everybody from Toontown also likes Call of Duty would be absurd to say. And also because of that, trying to get people from other communities to look at Toontown isn't going to work because their similar interests tend to overlap. You know, people who like Fortnite do like Call of Duty. People who like Call of Duty do like Valorant. They have very similar overlapping interests. Toontown does not. But the one thing that stuck out to me more than anything from this clip is the fact that of all the communities for him to mention, he does mention Toontown. He knows of Toontown. There are a good handful of people who follow me for Toontown related content who you may not even know would ever even play Toontown. There are people with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even 1 million subscribers who watch Toontown content, but they themselves don't make Toontown content. And you know why? Because there isn't a whole lot to the game that's worth making content for. They play it in their free time. It's not really great for content. Which then leads me back to my original point, the reason I'm making this video. The exposure isn't the problem. We have plenty of people who have made like one video off of Toontown. Does that make the community grow? No. Does that make the game come back and Disney wants to buy it again? Absolutely not. You know what's going to do that? The people who make the game getting off their butt and actually making a game worth bringing back. Actually making a community that's worth growing. You could expose Toontown all the live long day, but if the game itself isn't updating, it's not fun, it's tedious, it's grindy, it's not appealing, people aren't going to want to grow that community. You know what communities do grow? The ones that have games that are constantly updating. I could even pick out communities for games that don't have a huge representation, but their game still continues to grow, it still continues to update, and that's why those communities continue to thrive. I don't know if you guys have noticed, when there isn't a Toontown update, it seems like the whole community just dies. And that views on streams, views on YouTube videos, tweets, Reddit links, whatever it is, everything goes down because there's nothing to do. And something that you guys see me fighting with for the past 6 years is that I'm constantly trying to fight with the Toontown staff members saying, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to work on your game if you want to actually get it anywhere. Otherwise, all you're doing is dooming the community to die. I really do appreciate what Corporate Clash does because they give it a god-honest effort, they really do. But when you got a game like Toontown Rewritten, the one that does get all the exposure, the one that everybody does see, and then they click on it and they play it and it just is underwhelming, you end up with a problem of a dying community. And guess what? That's where we are right now. Maybe field offices will save us, maybe they won't, but I don't want to hear one more person tell me it's because there isn't enough exposure, because everybody knows that this game exists. Just none of them care. Thank you for listening to my rant. I'm gonna get going. I have better things to do. I hope you liked the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay awesome, God bless, and peace.